The story of the night for us, unfortunately, was we turned the ball over too much to win a road game in this league. And I thought we played hard. I thought we competed really hard and really well. Of course, we had some trouble attacking their zone, but I think that most everybody seems to. And we were able to get Parker loose a little bit, and I thought he was outstanding. And but we just didn't take good enough care of the ball to win on the road. So, and that seems to be a little bit of a problem for us. It doesn't really matter what the defense is. It can be zone or man, and we turn it over too much. It hurt us not having Marcus. Not that he was all that great while he was in there, but he certainly is able to organize and do things for us that other guys can't do.
What did you think were your team's biggest problems, Kevin, when it came to attacking that zone?
Turnovers. They got their hands on some balls, and then we just, guys that we think are good shooters, 0 for 6, 1 for 6. I mean, we just didn't get the ball in the goal, and even Terrell, Terrell didn't take a shot outside of 14 feet, and he was 2 for 9, and so I thought our attack was actually pretty good. I thought we got some good looks. Jared got good looks. Marcus got a couple of really good looks, and they didn't go in. We we have to make shots. We have to shoot the ball well in order to be successful. But I wasn't displeased with our offense other than the turnovers.
Obviously it's harder to rebound when the team plays a zone, but that was one of your better rebounding performances the last few games. Do you feel like you're, gaining something in that regard, seeing some progress?
At times I do. At times I think that we are doing a better job there, and certainly we emphasized it because it's something that Syracuse has done very, very well this year is rebound, and they've rebounded really well out of their zone. And they're all big. Their guards are long, but their back line is very long and big. And so, but I thought that we fought them pretty hard on our defensive board. I thought we did a nice job, rebounding balls. And Terrell did, Cam really did. And so, these are all experiences, learning experiences for these guys. And again, you see Parker do something one game, and Cam do something another game, and Marcus do something another game. And unfortunately for us right now, in order to have a chance to win, all of our cylinders have to fire on the same night. And we didn't have enough of our main guys going on the same night tonight. And we got some really good performances. I mean, Parker I thought was spectacular, and I thought Kenna was very good. I thought he gave us a really good performance. Cam defensively was terrific. And so, we got some really good play in different areas, but we just had enough guys that weren't on top of their game tonight that we couldn't win.
Coach, it was 31-29. Syracuse, they just had a 2-point lead early in the second half, and then they went on a 22-8 run. What kind of happened during that?
We didn't score enough, and they scored too much. It was. I had to sub. Cam got tired in the second half, and I had to sub. And when I did, they hit us with a 6-0 run, and I think it was 4, and it went to 10. They got an and one and came back, and we turned it over, and they made a 3, and that was. This was relatively late in the game, but that was kind of the stretch that took us away from having a chance to win the game, and. We struggled to score. We got the ball at point-blank range and missed a couple bunnies, and we missed a couple open jumpers, and had some turnovers, and their guards got in the lane a little bit too much, and thought we did a decent job on both of them, but they did just enough with our inability to get enough points or score enough points or score consistently enough to where we couldn't get it where we needed it.
Parker said he didn't shoot particularly well in shoot around today. Seemed like that changed pretty quickly once the game started.
Yeah, I don't know if I would really agree with that. I watched him pretty closely today, and I thought he had. I said this to the radio guys. I thought he had. He had the look that I wish that every one of my players had every time we came to a shoot around. You could tell he was energized about playing. He was. He was anticipating a good night, and I didn't think that he shot the ball poorly at the shoot-around at all. Now, Parker expects to make every shot, especially when he's not being guarded, but I would have predicted a really good performance by him just because of the vibe that he gave off. His body language was terrific, and I'm happy for him. It's hard to do that against that zone. That was an impressive performance. Yeah, we were down by about 100 at halftime. I remember it well. So.
Does that show something though as a freshman to come in here for the first time and just not be playing this defense for the first time, playing this weird building for the first time, and just sort of not be fazed by any of it?
It's impressive. Yeah, it's really impressive, and Parker's played better probably on a consistent basis than maybe anybody on our team since league play began, and I'm happy for him because, and he's not the only guy that we have like this, but you don't ever get too many of these guys. He really tries to do everything that you tell him, and almost to a literal, point to where he tries to do exactly the way he's coached, whatever it is, offense, defense. He tries to do it. I even told him yesterday at the end of practice. I said, shoot some deep ones. And he kind of looked at me funny because generally I like the guys staying around the three-point line. I said, you're going to need to make some deep ones tomorrow because their zone gets you pushed out a little bit. And so he stood there and shot them for 5 minutes or so, and he made a couple of really long ones today. I missed a couple, but he made a couple of deep ones.
Yeah, I guess as they continue to happen so frequently this season, Kevin, in the moment as they're happening, what kind of effect do you feel like those sort of scoring drives where you guys will go 7 minutes without a point or 10 minutes with a single field goal, what kind of effect do you feel like that has on your guys as it's happening?
I've seen a lot of teams that become defeated mentally by it, and it seemed like the score was 36-32 for minutes and minutes and minutes, and the bad news was we were stuck on 32. The good news was we had them stuck on 36, and neither neither team was scoring. So when you go through that scoring drought and your team stops playing hard defensively and starts giving up points as a result of it, then you know that it's impacting what else goes on in the game. But I don't think that's impacting us. I think we're trying to play through that because our defense wouldn't have held up as well today if we'd have gotten discouraged by our lack of scoring. And these guys that I was disappointed on Saturday for one of the only times all season in terms of our readiness and all of that. And I think these guys took that to heart. They came out here and played really, really hard. And again, for a bunch of freshmen to go out there and try to score against that zone for the first time in this building and all that's a tough assignment. But I'm not one bit displeased with how hard they played or the effort and energy that they tried to play with.
I guess how surprised or concerned are you? I guess tonight was sort of emblematic of your all's lack of scoring depth. The season you all have maybe 3 or 4 guys scoring over 7 points a game. How much is that something you think about?
Well, it's not something I think about too much because there's not a lot I can do about it. We have to run good offense and then hope that we make shots so we work on their shooting. We try to set them up in offense the best way that we can. And again, I thought we got some really quality looks. Really quality looks that didn't go in. And but we're not going to win. And I'm not placing any blame, but we're not going to win if Jared and Marcus barely score a point. I mean, we're not. I mean, those are two guys we depend on, or Shamil. You know, I mean, and that's who it was tonight. It could be. It's like I told our players after the game. We have to fire on as many cylinders as possible every night to have a chance, and so you can't take it for granted, or you can't assume that somebody else is going to do it because our best scorer is in street clothes, and our best facilitators in street clothes, and so we've got what we have, and we have to find a way to be more consistent, and if we can, then that will eliminate some of those scoring droughts, but they're not trying to miss. I can tell you that they're trying their butts off, and they're doing what we're asking them to do offensively, and my belief is, and has to continue to be, that as long as we continue to get quality looks, then we'll start making shots.
I hit a few shots early, so I just continue to shoot it and be aggressive when I had the chance to. And we did a good job of getting the ball inside in the middle. When we got inside, that opened up the wings and the slots for shots. And I just tried to find some openings, get a shot off. And that's basically it.
Did they do anything differently against you defensively this last 7-8 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, it seemed like they kind of pushed the zone out a little bit, and we kind of changed our offense. From the first half, we kind of all just were in a place, and we did cut. Then the second half, we kind of passed it. So we kind of just changed some things from the first half because we had to adjust to them in the second half. Pretty much.
Even just in practice, Parker, how much have you guys been working on zone defense lately?
Well, we have in preparation to play them, because obviously you come in Syracuse, it's what they do every game. You're going to see it the whole game. So we've prepared for it the last few days, and we haven't faced a whole lot of zone all year. We've seen it like a few possessions at a time, but obviously playing a team like this, they played the whole game, so you just kind of got to keep on getting it inside and kick it out and just keep on running good offense.
This is a building where it's notoriously hard for people to come in the first time to shoot well. Why do you think you were so comfortable right away?
I hit a couple early, and that kind of got me going. As a shooter, once you hit a few, you kind of start feeling good. At shoot around earlier, I actually didn't shoot the ball very well, but I did tonight. So.
Going into a game like this, kind of building on Alan's question there, had you heard stories about what it was like to be a shooter in this building where your depth perception gets kind of thrown off a bit, and did you notice that personally?
Yeah, shoot around earlier when we first walked in the gym, most of the team has never played here, so before we were shooting around, we just kind of looking around at the arena, and when we're shooting, you can see all the way back to the other side where they play football at, I think, so it's kind of tough, but just try to keep my eyes on the rim, shoot the ball.
Through 6 ACC games here, Parker, I mean, y'all are obviously 0-6 here. For you, this is all new. I mean, what for you has been maybe the most frustrating or aggravating part of this?
The most aggravating thing is the 0-6, for sure. Like, you never want to lose any game or anything you do, really. Whatever you do, you should play to win, do it to win, so it's probably the most frustrating part.
What kind of effect, if any, do you think that's, obviously all of y'all still being so new though, has there been any kind of effect, or what has the effect been of kind of those losses coming in such quick succession here?
We just try to keep on going into practice every day, trying to improve every single day. So we just gotta keep on. We're going out there trying to win, playing as hard as we can every night. And every night we know that the odds are against us, but that's not gonna keep us from going out and trying to win the game.
So you guys had 2 straight games where you didn't get off to a very good start. I think it was 9-9 at the under-16 today. What was different about the way you guys got to the start time?
He wanted us today to try to get a shot every single possession. So that means don't turn the ball over as much, and I don't think we turned it over first as much as we had in the previous 2 games. So that kind of helped.
Parker, you're saying this is the first time you've really seen the zone this year. Is it easier for you to kind of find those spots on the 3-point arc to get open when there isn't a man checking you and they're playing the zone?
Some of them are open. A few of them I had to shoot with a hand up.
Yeah.
And then a couple of them I shot off the dribble, which I haven't really been able to do this year. But I actually, our point guard was in foul trouble.
Yeah.
So that allowed me to bring the ball up. And that's kind of what I did in high school. I was our team's point guard. So I actually got a few off the dribble tonight, and that got me going as well.
Some of the Syracuse players have mentioned that when they play the zone and they fan out, they sometimes lose the guard at the top of the key who made that initial pass. Did you see that tonight?
I saw that, yeah. I think I hit 2 or 3, and actually, like, early in the week when we were practicing for the zone, I noticed it was open in practice. So
Even if you didn't fire it off, what was like the furthest or like the deepest that you had a passing felt like, okay, I might shoot it from here?
I shot a couple pretty deep. One I thought I fouled actually, but I was just I was hitting them, so my team needs me to make shots, so I'm gonna shoot them.